It's like a different smell of gravy I'm smelling today. It's not Volvo gravy, it's some other kind of weird gravy. What's up guys, it's Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so today's episode, we got a little bit of non-Volvo content for you guys. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I have my red truck, which is a 1992 Dodge D250 with a 12 valve Cummins in it. I've been building that truck up over the last 2 years or so. It's gone through a lot of stuff. I got it as a bone stock grandpa machine, and I put a lot of different mods, injectors, turbo, fuel pin, I could name a bunch of them. There's a handful of stuff I've done to that truck to make it a pretty good, you know, streetable, you can tow your car with. Basically just have a good daily driver truck that gives you good fuel economy and stuff too. The diesels are awesome on fuel. For a while now, I've been looking for basically the second generation version of my truck. And the reason being is because these ones have a better injection pump. So this has the P7100 Bosch injection pump. So if you guys are into the diesel tuning kind of stuff, you'll know that this is probably one of the best mechanical injection pumps ever created as far as making big horsepower numbers go. I'll show you guys around the truck. So I've been looking for one of these for a while. And the reason it took a while to find this exact model is because it is a two-wheel drive, 12 valve, second gen with the manual transmission. So I didn't want a 4x4 because I don't do any off-roading in trucks. If I'm gonna off-road, it's gonna be in like a lifted Volvo and we're gonna be river beating or whatever. But trucks, as far as me, my lifestyle, trucks to me are more of like tow rigs and making big horsepower numbers. So let's take a little walk around of it though. It's 1994, so this one came with the 175 horsepower P-pump. In the later years, they actually upgraded them to 180 horse for the automatics and a 215 horsepower pump for the manuals. The manual trucks actually had more horsepower from the factory and more torque, just due to the automatic not being able to handle as much power and that kind of thing, right? So this is the truck though to build. And I guess the reason I bought this truck, guys, is because I want to build basically the exact same truck as my red one, but do it out of a little rattier truck, and it's got a P pump and an NV45. So this transmission, it shifts quicker. It's generally regarded as a better transmission than the Getregs that came in the first gen Cummins. But this one is the perfect truck to make a fast street truck out of because it is single cab, so that's the lightest model. It's rear wheel drive. It's even got roll up windows, so it's a really base model. This would have been used for someone's farm work truck probably, you know what I mean? If we take a look in the interior, it's not in bad shape. The dashes are really common to crack on these things, and this one's actually pretty clean. It's got just rolled over 300,000 kilometers. So for a 12 valve, that's pretty fresh. Like, you know, these things go to 1 million kilometers all day long with good maintenance. So I don't know, guys, I think I picked up a decent truck, but today we're gonna be doing some cool stuff to it. So if you're familiar with diesel tuning, you'll know that there's about 100 free horsepower that you can unlock from these things just by turning screws and pulling fuel plates and stuff like that. So that's what me and Mikey are gonna be doing today. We're gonna take this thing around the block in its stock factory form, and we're gonna just kind of row it through the gears, kind of see how it sounds and feels and the acceleration and that kind of thing. We're gonna pull it back in the garage and we're gonna take the fuel plate out of it. We are going to adjust the star wheel to give it more fuel before boost. And we are going to disconnect the wastegate line. So we're gonna get another 10-15 PSI of boost. We're gonna cut the exhaust off, and we're gonna take the silencing ring out of the turbo. So it's gonna whistle way louder and the exhaust is gonna be way louder. So hopefully by the end of the day, we're gonna have another 100 free horsepower from this truck here. All right guys, so the truck's got a little bit of warmth in it now. So we're gonna do like a second to fourth gear pull somewhere. One thing to mention is these injection pumps and most 12 valve Cummins, all 12 valve Cummins actually, they are governed at 2,700 RPM. So it's basically a rev limiter, you could think of it like that. So you don't get a whole lot until you got a shift. It doesn't rev out very good. You can do governor springs in them to make them rev a lot higher, which I will be doing eventually, but we're just gonna get as much power as we can down low until governor spring basically. Okay, we'll do a second to fourth gear pull right here. Let's go from a roll, pin. was like 100 kilometers an hour basically. So it's definitely not fast by any means. Alright guys, so that was a rip in the truck, bone stock. It's not very fast. See, it probably took about like 11 or 12 seconds, I want to say, to get up to 100 kilometers an hour. But hopefully we can get that number down a bunch. I'm not going to time it, but we're going to be able to definitely see just from the footage and how much black smoke it's going to be rolling that it definitely increased the power. Alright, so we're going to start modding our P-pump here. So on the list today, we're going to take out the fuel plate. We are going to turn the star wheel, which is going to kind of give fuel a little earlier on in the RPMs. Then we are going to disable the wastegate on this turbo, essentially. And then the fourth thing we're going to do is cut the exhaust off before the muffler. So we're going to run it straight piped. It's going to sound a lot more gnarly. It's going to sound pretty sweet, I think. So all right, let's get to it.
One way to do it.
More degrampifying. It's also weight reduction, so we're gonna go way faster. Way faster.
Hello, Michael. Hey, Michael.
Hello, Koltan.
Hey, Michael, how's it going? How's it going, mate?
How's it going down here?
Holy sidesteppers, buddy.
We don't want none of that.
Just taking the mud flaps off, which is another one of our degrampifying mods. I don't know, I was trying to make it like really plain looking as far as the body goes.
Stuck in there?
Yeah, we got her. I got her, Mater. Mr. Mater. Rusty. Some mob flaps. Look at these mom flaps. Yo, sick mom flaps, dude. Oh,
Koltan found a gross flap. Needs to remove the gross flap. Don't give man away.
Yeah, perfect. Tuck the rest under there. Oh, what? Oh, trippy.
What?
How does that work?
Got the silencer ring?
Silencer ring. No need. I want to hear that turbo whistle, maximum loud. Random shit. Okay. Should we go for a spool?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so last time we took this out for a rip, we actually forgot one thing. So today is a new day. We're actually filming the last part of this video. So last time I did the AFC mod with our fuel plate delete and all that, there's one thing I forgot to connect, and that is the AFC boost reference line. So it has this little nut here. So it's basically just a vacuum line that pressurizes and goes into the AFC diaphragm. And what the AFC does is it pushes forward on a spring. It's basically a diaphragm, and the more it pushes from the boost, the more it fuels. So that's like the really simple explanation of it. Last time we took it for a rip, when we got into boost, it wasn't pushing the AFC forward, giving us more fuel ramping up as the boost went up. So this time it's going to be a lot better. Me and Mikey are going to go for a rip, and hopefully we'll find some spot to maybe do a couple donuts or something like that. Maybe huck a big drift in this old second gen Dodge. One thing I got to make sure I connect before we go do that though is this intake, because I took it off. It's cool on the street, but if we're driving on gravel roads and stuff, we don't want debris going into the turbo. Even though one day, and probably pretty soon, I'm going to be replacing the turbo with something better. I'm planning on spending a bunch of money on this thing to make it go really fast. So, by the way guys, the first gen is sold. So I know a lot of you guys really liked that truck, and it was actually really sad to see it go. I kind of had to make a decision. The guy actually came from like 11 hours away to come see the truck, and he was pretty stoked on it, and I got kind of what I was asking for it. So now we have a bunch of money to throw at other stuff. So, you know, I got this truck for a lot cheaper, so we'll have a little bit more money to throw into strictly performance parts. It's going to be a worse looking. It's going to, you know, it's not going to turn as many heads, and people when you're driving down the street, this one's not going to look near as nice, but it's going to be even faster than the last one. So should be pretty sweet. We're going bigger turbo injectors. Going to drop a bunch of money and make this thing go really good. But anyway, so this is the first step, and it'll be pretty fun. I think it's going to rip a lot better than last time we did this, so we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so with all of our newfound power from our AFC mods, so deleting the fuel plate, turning up the boost, and taking the muffler off, the truck feels a lot more powerful, probably 50 to 70 horse more. So we're going to try to drift this corner. I haven't even tried to hoon this truck yet. I haven't even drifted it or anything. I'm just going to go right into it. The second gen Dodges feel different than drifting the first gens. So I've definitely drifted my old truck a bunch, but this one's going to be a little bit different. So we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so with our new fuel mods, we're just going to run it through the gears and kind of see a comparison of how quick it is. See, that's already 100 kilometers an hour. That's a lot quicker than it was. Alright, so second, let's pin it from basically idle. Yo, so we're just in the Gone Sushi parking lot, and we found this Trans Am. This dude owns it. What's your name, man?
Mack.
Mack?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mack. It's really dope. I like the the slightly bigger 17s, like same as the factory style, but yeah, it looks good. These cars are probably hard to find, eh?
Yeah, it was an Abbey.
Oh yeah? Nice. Is it 4-speed?
No, it's an auto.
Oh yeah, sweet. Full Camaro, he did a nice, well it's a 79, but he did like a 70 frame. Yeah. This thing's
Sick.
sweet, man.
Got
So
a
cool.
464 in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Attaboy. You guys can't get me yet because you're not in service yet. I used to have nightmares of Crown Vic headlights behind me, like just the sight of a Crown Vic headlight. It's what nightmares are made of, realistically. Now it's transferring over to like Ford Explorers are like scary. They give me anxiety and stuff, you know? Very scary stuff, looking at these cars. Alright guys, so I'm pretty happy with the truck's newfound power from deleting the fuel plate and adding some more boost to it. So luckily the truck has a locking differential, which allows us to have some fun in it, get the back end out, do some drifty type stunts. As you saw in the video there, that was pretty awesome. I did that in 4th gear, so it was actually, you know, like I said earlier, it was hitting the rev limiter. Once we do governor springs and all that stuff, it's going to be a lot better. I'm stoked to just go really fast in an old Dodge pickup. I think that's really cool. If you're on a highway and you race like a Porsche something or other, a BMW M3 in your Dodge and you beat it, that's pretty dope in my opinion. So yeah, this will be part of the channel. Let me know what you guys want to see more of. We're going to be filming anything we do to this, but we're going to keep it Volvo Drift as well. So we have the new build that we're kind of planning. We're piecing a lot of parts together right now. So the new head is coming from Sweden. We got the 2.5 liter stroker crank. We're going to do all that in one motor and make a really nasty NA red block that is just going to be awesome for grassroots drifting and that kind of thing. So but yeah guys, just stay tuned. Make sure to turn on the notifications bell so you are notified whenever we're posting a new video, and we're going to try to keep the content coming for you guys and keep it, you know, good quality. And big thanks to Michael, who is now helping me make videos. So you know, really dope to have Mikey on the team, and me and Mike have known each other for a long time, since like grade 5. So it's been like 15 years or whatever. So it's dope to link up with an old friend and start producing some dope stuff now. So anyways guys, that's about it for today's video. Like and subscribe for overgrown Volvo bush. Peace out.